You, stuck in that slow-moving, bumper-to-bumper traffic. Don't you wish you could break away and feel the rumble of 500 horsepower beneath you? This is more than a movie. It's the Fast and Furious Supercharged ride at Universal Studios Hollywood, opening June 24th. Just buy a day and get the rest of 2015 free. Fast and Furious Supercharged. Ride it at Universal Studios Hollywood. Offer valid through September 8, 2015. Blackout dates and restrictions apply. Go to universalstudioshollywood.com for details.
Welcome to the 2014 edition of the 90 Degree Show, hosted by the Marching Podcast and Blog Talk Radio. Advice may be misleading, but examples are always clear. And here's your host, the Phantom Podcaster himself, Joe Beard.
All right, good evening and welcome to the 90 Degree Show. I'm your host, Joe Beard, and happy to be of service to you tonight. Today is November 30th, 2014, 5 o'clock on the West Coast and 8 o'clock on the East Coast. We appreciate all those listening live and listening in podcast form, whether through Blog Talk Radio, our website, Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you guys are listening to the show and wherever you may be. At the end of the broadcast, if you decide you like the show, then we appreciate a donation to the network, if you feel so in your heart, of course. Just simply go to themarchingpodcast.com and click on the donate button to help improve the show and help build our scholarship fund. All right, tonight we have the great Bayou Classic, similar to the Boombox Classic and the Florida Classic. This is a huge rivalry, or might be the greatest rivalry in college sports between two schools. This is a major matchup, and we are always excited to talk about it tonight and every year. There was the usual battle of the bands on Friday night, and then halftime show between the schools, which we will get into tonight. Not usually a zero quarter or a fifth quarter because of all the coup de grace all around the event. So we'll be talking about those things tonight. And you are welcome to call in as well at the number you see there on your screen, 718-664-6025. Now, there are multiple matchups every week, and we cannot touch them all. But you can help us by calling into the number that you see there on the screen and fill us in on your experience in the matchup that we did not see. You can call in to correct us on something or explain the feel of the crowd at the game that we're analyzing. Even if you disagree with all we are saying, please do so. This is a show for the people, and just like science, we want to go through as much peer review as possible, right? So the format for the show tonight will be, we will announce the winner for our People's Choice Awards this week. This will be the last week for the People's Choice Awards. After that, we will get in our results and post the results for the People's Choice Awards probably this upcoming week or next week. So this will be our last week for voting for our featured matchups. I'll post those results for the 2014 on our blog. We'll post it on Twitter the 5th and on Facebook so we can get all the negative comments like we did last year. Again, this is voting done by the people, you know, and I voted a couple times but not each week. But we post on Twitter every day, or this year we started doing it, you know, posting it on Facebook on the different groups and on the 5th to say, hey, make sure you vote this week to say who won this particular matchup. And, you know, we'll read the results every Sunday on our show. And at the end of the year, we're going to post them on the blog. So, you know, all the time for the haters and all the hate, don't hate on the Marching Podcast. We just giving you the statistics to try to get some involvement and some dialogue going about our schools, and we're happy to post the results. We had a lot of participation this year, and we're really proud and really happy to see that. We may not agree, but it's the beauty of the voting here and in real life, getting out and actually voting. So go to the website each week and vote on who won the matchup, and I will read that winner. I'll bring in Rashad, and we'll talk about the Battle of the Bands on Friday night. In the second segment, we will talk about the halftime show between the schools and talk about what people are saying. Again, you are free to call in and fill us in with things that you said. Already some people on the 5th have kind of informed me about some things that I kind of saw differently, mainly one thing, and we'll talk about that. But again, if you were there, please let us know. I already sent a shout out to Garrett Edgerson and our man Gerard Howard as well. Gerard and The Edge are good friends of the show, and do a really good job each week. Shout out to all the HBCU videographers. I'll go ahead and give another round of applause. Again, I love what you do. Started this show basically by watching you and I'm able to keep in touch with what's going on with bands, and I'm able to show people out here a little taste of what's going on back down south. So much applause to you. Shout out to the 8 to 5 guys who I wanted to highlight last week but didn't, like I should have. They were the only ones and the main ones where we were getting all of our Florida Classic footage, Battle of the Band, and the show. So shout out to Marching 8 to 5. You guys go to Marching 8 to 5. You guys go to theedge1.com and go to hbcubands.com and or bandhead.org.com to see these great guys doing their thing. Much obliged. Very proud of you guys. And, again, let's go ahead and try to build on what we're doing. Rashad said something deep. And I can't remember if we were on the air when he said it, but it's like these bands are second to, or in a close second to, like the black church, where, black folks is interacting in the black church, and these bands, I definitely believe that, and in some degrees higher than the black church. But I'm just really proud for our peers and the directors I've met through Block Band Music and Publishing, all the people my age who are all mature and grown up and actually putting in work for this craft. It is really special, and it's a beautiful thing to see all these educated young minority minds, if you will, in collaboration and doing a good thing. And also shout out to all the Caucasian or white folks, if you will, that continue to help, no matter, despite seeing color, support the Marching Podcast and support all that we do, support show style bands, and just support people trying to get people in college. There was a couple of talks this week about the whole supporting black businesses and all that with some of my high school buddies on social media this week, and there was a misunderstanding, of course, when someone sees black businesses or black, they think that it's blacks only, but that is never the case. It's always to highlight and accentuate a business or a niche that is not well developed in any circumstance or in any degree. So shout out to all the folks doing their thing, the HBCU videographers, all the people doing the websites. Shout out to you, Book. I ain't gonna and Book Media, Book Multimedia. Shout out to you, man, and shout out to just all the people that are doing this. It's been a really good experience to start this podcast, but just to meet all the different people, directors, and all the people. And we're going to definitely build that conference out here in L.A. and make that an annual thing. And who knows, we'll get the videographers out here to document it, and we may be able to get students to come out here for a whole L.A. thing. We might continue to expand. But I just wanted to take that shot out here. Not sure if we're going to have a show for the SWAC Championship. We'll let you guys know. But this could be our last show for the season following games. Of course, we'll do the Marching Podcast Awards, of course, coming up, and the Battle of the Bands next year. I'm still kind of debating if we're going to do a show for the People's Choice Awards. But as we recap what we did, I have to talk to Rashad about that. But this is our last format for the weekly format for what we do each week. So shout out to everyone thanks again for listening through the year. I know I took that extra time for the intro, but I wanted to say that. So let's go ahead and take our oh, wait, I said the format for the show. The first matchup, first segment, the Battle of the Bands second segment, the halftime show, and then, people calling in the third segment. I'm not sure if I said it, but on the 5th there was a post about the 20 for 20. Someone said 20 for 20, and I guess that was the name they were using. ESPN uses a template 30 for 30 for all these sports documentaries, and they're great if you haven't seen any of them. But someone said, hey, what if there was a 20 for 20 series about HBCU marching bands and a documentary similar to what you saw at HBCUs? So we'll kind of talk about that. There have been a couple of ventures for that, a couple of reality shows, a couple of shows that have come on TV that I've seen. And we'll talk about that a little bit tonight with our man, Rashad. Shout out to you, Rashad, because I know you're in there waiting. Sorry I had to take this extra time, brother, but thanks again. But we'll bring you on here in a second. Let's get to our first commercial break. You can email the show at marchingpodcast@gmail.com, tweet us at marchingpodcast, and follow our blog, blog4.themarchingpodcast.com. If you're listening live and have a Blog Talk Radio account, you can log into the chat room and leave your comments there. Last and definitely not least, please check out our website, themarchingpodcast.com. Let's take the time to hear from our sponsors. Tonight's show is brought to you by Liquid Effects Photography, Block Band Music, The Edge One Productions, Block Band Music, Bandhead.org, and HBCUbands.com. Let's take the time to hear from them now.
Hey, it's the Edge One, Southern University's Class of 2013 graduate. You're listening to the 90 Degree Show on the Marching Podcast Network.
Having an anniversary party, birthday party, or better yet, you're about to marry that special someone? Liquid Effects Photography is the perfect choice to immortalize all your most special moments. With 10 years of dependable professional service that can deliver from the conventional to the best in cutting-edge technology and creativity. Come experience the uniqueness of Liquid Effects Photography. We serve the entire upper Midwest and will travel further upon request. Come check us out at liquideffects.com. That's LIQUIDEFFEX.com. Or call us at 773-454-5556. That's 773-454-5556.
Need to write music and drill? Get it on the field. Outfit your band. Keep your administrator happy and still have a life. Encountering drama in the process, ain't nobody got time for that. Let Block Band Music assist you with musical arrangements and drills to fit your band, and also the equipment, gear, and accessories to keep the visuals, music, and marching on point. Contact blockbandmusic@gmail.com and see how this worldwide minority-owned business can uplift your band.
What if there was a Facebook for bands? Wait a minute, there is. Bandhead.org. Bandhead.org is a social network for HBCU show bands. You can create your own profile and post videos, photos, and comments on bandhead.org. Need somewhere to post events, audition schedules, job postings? Check out bandhead.org. Are you recruiting for talent? Go to bandhead.org. Bandhead.org, a social network for bands.
From photo shoots to graduation pictures, from probates to band footage, from pageants to yard shows, there's only one team you can count on, the Edge One Productions. Visit theedge1.com and trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is D'Anthony Smullen, proud alum of the school where everybody is somebody, Grambling State University, and you're listening to the 90 Degree Show on the Marching Podcast Network.
we're back from our commercial break. You're listening to Grambling, Bring Us Back. 718-664-6025, the 90 Degree Show. We are in week 14, y'all. It is the Bayou Classic. Our ending, our coup de grace, so to speak. Well, not really the coup de grace. Really, I think that's the Honda. But as far as football games go, the ending of the year kind of signifies everything. Thanksgiving and end of the semester, folks going home and seeing people for a while. Holiday season, Christmas time, it's just signifying a lot of good things. So we are happy to go ahead and bring that on. Go ahead and bring Grambling down a little bit, and I'll bring in our man, Rashad. What's going on with you tonight, Rashad?
Hey, man, you doing all right?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. This is kind of the end of the season here. I was looking on the schedule, and the only thing I had left was the SWAC Championship, but I don't think that we're going to do a show on the SWAC Championship this year, Alcorn Southern. But we may leave it open to maybe do a show about the People's Choice Awards. I don't know. I may give us a nice hard-earned break till the Honda, but I guess we'll have to put our heads together for that one, man.
Okay, I would look forward to it, man. If they have a battle of the bands like they did last year, I think that would be fantastic. It's always cool to see what all the SWAC bands are talking about.
Yeah, definitely that. If they do something like that, which was really, really cool, we definitely will get on the air for that. But you had a good week, man? You had a really good Thanksgiving?
I did, man. Matter of fact, I'm still in Thanksgiving right now. I'm just coming back from Pennsylvania, Shay, and we went to Virginia first, and then we popped them up on our East Coast tour to Pennsylvania late last night. Now we are on our way back, man. So, hey, the football season is just about over, but I'm still driving, bro.
I know. I heard that, man. I heard that. Well, that's all good, man. You making those stretches and meeting families and everything in that time of year. So that's really cool. Let me go ahead and get the winner for the People's Choice Awards week 13 out of the way. It was our normal outstanding matchup between Bethune and Florida A&M, the great Florida Classic. So as I go ahead and find...
this ought to be interesting.
I definitely would like to see. We find out here. Let me go ahead and have the suspense here. All right. Had another good turnout. A lot of good voting again. But with 60% of the vote, the great Florida A&M, that's right, the good Florida A&M edges out Bethune-Cookman for the 2014 People's Choice Awards winner here on the Marching Podcast Network.
They definitely have a more vocal fan base.
Oh, yeah. Definitely that. And then, hey, you put something on the fifth, that fam will definitely be out there to respond to you. I don't know. I'm looking, we see... look like we have a call already in the caller queue, but it looks like I don't know.
Of course we do.
and it looks like I wonder if it's our man Jay. Caller from the 734 area code. What's your name? Where are you calling from tonight?
Oh, you know who it is. What up, though? This is Jay.
That's what I thought it was. What's going on with you, Jay?
Oh man, not much, man. Chilling.
That's what's up, man. Did you get a chance to check out the Bayou Classic?
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah, man, we about to get into that. I was also going to tell you too, make sure you email the show, so we have your information. So we hit you up during the week. Let you know what's going on. Since you calling in, we figure you calling in. So I was like, go ahead and shoot me some information. So I have it here, man.
Okay, I can do that because I gotta make sure that I start voting for the viewer's choice because I can't let that happen again.
I was just about to say, man. Yeah, man. Fam edged y'all out, man, in the voting. But I noticed, man, ever since I started putting it on Twitter, and I used the actual Twitter tag instead of the names, a whole lot more people be responding, because the actual schools see I'm putting them out there, and people be, have said some pretty good things. So it was still a good turnout, but yeah, man, you got to get some more of those Bethune Coast folks to vote in on there, man.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. But yeah, I checked out the Bayou Classic. It was a good one.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna get into the Battle of the Bands Friday night. Were you able to check that one out?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay, man. What you think about the Battle of the Bands Friday night?
Man, there were about. Well, I got Southern taking it. I just put that out there. Mm-hmm. I got them winning. How many rounds was it? 8 rounds. I got them winning.
Yeah.
7. No, I got them winning 6, and it was a draw 1 round. But I got Grambling actually taking the first round because they came out so hard, man. They came out hard. The cymbal section ran out there. They came out with Handsome and Wealthy and Try Me. That's a Detroit artist did that song, Dej Loaf. So I had to appreciate that. And I was actually really shocked. I knew that Southern was going to blow them out power-wise, but just to see Grambling start off with those, the heavy rap tunes, and then had the cymbals run out there. That was pretty cool. And then Southern came back with some heavy hitters too. But the excitement of seeing Grambling come out that hard, that's the only reason why I gave him that first round. And then every round after that, Southern won. But tuba section, man, Grambling got a really good tuba section. Their arrangements, I heard them play, hold on, what song was that? Flawless, I like that tuba part. Walk Through, they had a nice little tuba break on that part. I like round 5 when the KK Side and TBS got out there and did their stroll with Grambling.
Right. That's their thing. That that's their thing, man.
Yeah, they did that with it was like, they were playing Outstanding, and then they did a tuba break. They didn't play the, yeah, they did do that. You're right. They did do that.
Yeah, they love that, boy. They love that little shit, man.
Yeah, and then I like the, round 5, Southern played. Oh, I can't remember what the first song was. It was kind of like in between a power ballad and a rap tune. It was right before they played Purple Rain. But boy, Southern tubas woke up on Purple Rain. And then after that, they played the Lil Jon, I Don't Give a. And then that was an interesting part because then the cymbals ran on the middle stage and they had the blue and gold lights in the background. It was kind of movie-like. It was, 12 cymbals up there twirling. That was pretty dope. That was a little highlight I liked. And then, I think like the last round, the drum major grabbed the cymbals and started twirling, and that was kind of something different. You used to seeing them always in military mode, no smile, no nothing. But then to see him out there having fun, my man went and grabbed the cymbals out there twirling. I kind of enjoyed that. But yeah, man, hands down Southern. I got them for the intro, for the entrance. It was pretty much basic entrance, but man, the dolls and those uniforms they had.
Yeah, they were straight.
Oh man.
Yeah, they was alright.
It's like the head one, she's beautiful, but all of them are. But man, yeah, I'm gonna end it on that note.
That's what's up, man. Rashad, what you think of the Friday Night Battle of the Bands?
Oh, it was great, man. I really enjoyed it. I had the chance to see the whole thing. I really couldn't talk about it round for round like that. I didn't watch it like that, but it was definitely not just a one-sided grab you by the ear, grab you by the arm blowout. There's no doubt, I don't think by anybody's standards, that Southern won it. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
And Southern overall was the better sounding band, I thought, the better performing band, the more energetic band. But I will say that this is the best I have ever heard Grambling. I really heard some things with Grambling that really, really impressed me. And like my man there said, shout out to you there, brother. Good to have you on here again. But starting out, wow, they really sounded good. Those first two songs, like you said, the Try Me, and the other one, they really sounded good. They have their own sound, and that was good. As far as the cymbals are concerned, I just like to point out something real quick here. You know, there's certain things that we do when it's a group of people doing it, it's okay. But let's think about this for a second. There's a group of guys that skip. They don't run out there. They skip. They skip out there, and they and say, we're better than you. Let's just think about that. Let's say if one person were to go skipping with a cymbal. Let's figure out how everybody else, you know, we all know cymbals are cool, you know, but everybody else knows. So, okay, if you play the cymbals, right, do you have talent? So, you know, one person skips out there. He skips and twirls his cymbal in another man's face. But I'm glad that the Grambling staff was on board with that because they really went too far. They were right there in Southern's face. And we all know stuff can happen, and, you know, we're not really trying to make Drumline 2 be real with having people fighting and stuff. So I'm glad the staff was over there fast. And I'm also glad that you didn't see any knucklehead, you know, cymbal players like, no, man, no, I'm staying over here and twirling. Nah. So the staff went and grabbed them. They went right with them, and they walked back in place and did their deal. Southern, however, there were at points where Southern, even though they sounded, you know, really good most of the time, balance was really a problem with them. Really, really a problem. And here's my take on it is this: I may not know every song that you play, and this is how I look at it from a what do you call it, bystander, from a spectator perspective. I may not know exactly what song it is that you're playing, but I shouldn't have to know what song that you're playing in order for me to sing along with it, you know, because most of our songs nowadays, you know, they have some repetitive choruses and things, so I should be able to pick it up. I should be able to say, yeah, the song that went, you know, you know, but if that's your trumpet part, and the only thing that you can hear is, I got a problem with that, you know, and balance was really an issue with Southern at times. They have so many trombones, man, that those trombones are sometimes just blowing the mellophones and trumpets out of the water. And if the mellophones are not playing the melody, if the baritones are not playing the melody as well, like if their trombones are baritones, then forget it. You don't have a clue what song that is because those two instruments together are killing the rest of the band. They really need to think about either trimming the numbers on some of those trombones or taking those first trombones and doing something else with them. Because it's just, you know, the echo. I hear myself now, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I know. I hear myself. We're getting an echo from somewhere. Somebody mute your computers for wherever y'all are. Okay, it might be better.
Okay. But, yeah, it's just, you know, it really hurts them as far as the balance is concerned. You really feel like, wow, that was really loud. What was that?
Right.
But overall, Southern still performed better. There were a lot of times, and I think one of the guys from Southern called it, that Grambling was kind of putting the audience to sleep sometimes. It wasn't because they did a poor job. Sometimes they just didn't do that one thing to get you there. Like maybe they played a really good song, and then their ending was just like,
oh, man, they killed their endings. I definitely agree with that.
Yes. You know, endings were just so anticlimactic, you know. Really, it's more like a good representation of what it sounded like. There were some times where the song maybe didn't reach that next climax. Like, okay, we're sitting at forte. We're at forte. Yeah, come on, forte. Come on, double forte. Almost, come on. Double forte, come on. And that's it. And they ever just pushed it a little bit more at the right places, they really would have taken us to the next level. But Good Kisser was great. I thought that was fantastic. I really thought the arrangement of talking was great. I will say, though, but this is when they got their second breath. I will say that Grambling fell into the trap, Joe, that so many bands fall into when you play Southern. Like my man there, Jay, you said they sounded great on those first two songs. And that's because Southern hadn't played yet. So they had the opportunity to say, this is how we sound. But what happens when you play a band like Southern? Southern comes out at you with unbridled passion. And so you say, oh, man, they're just blowing at us. Man, I need to play as loud as I can.
Yeah.
And the band doesn't say that. Individuals say that. And so now you get individuals sticking out. And all of a sudden, that tone quality, that great sound that you had goes to pot. Because now you don't sound like a group. Now you sound like a bunch of individuals. And when you're playing a band like Southern, you can't fall into their game. You cannot fall into their trap. So many bands do. You have to play your game. If you're not as loud as Southern, stop trying to be.
Now, I disagree with you on one point, but I did want to clarify something. I said they sounded good on the first two songs. Grambling sounded good the whole battle. You know, they sounded good. I was just taken back by the level of excitement they entered with. They came in with this level of excitement. Was no build-up before, you know, they just had cymbals run out there and start talking mess. It was just, boom, we here, we about to do it like that. But I disagree with you on the point where you said they fell into Southern's trap, because from what I saw Grambling controlling the whole tone of the battle. You know, when Grambling slowed it down, Southern would slow it down. They speed it back up, but it seemed like Grambling wasn't really fazed by it. They didn't automatically come right back with a power song. You know, they were kind of sticking with their game plan on that, and I appreciated that, because it, you know, made Grambling have Grambling identity. You know, I had respect for it. You know, that's why I was able to key in on more things about the music and how the instrumentation was performing, because you know, I could tell that they were controlling the pace, and you know, it didn't help them in the battle part, but as far as respect goes, you know, he did a good job with man.
Yeah, I definitely think they did some good shot calling. But if you listen to those first two songs, and maybe even the first four songs that Grambling plays, you notice that they sound really good. And then the couple songs, maybe the next 4, 5, 6 songs, are not quite as good. Like there's some issues with people sticking out a little bit. The trumpets are starting to get buried a little bit at times. But then right around when Good Kisser comes back out, I don't know if they had a pep talk or what, but it's like, they kind of got it back together again. Good Kisser and then talking, it's like, okay, man, we've got our control again. We've got our sound again. And now they start to sound a lot more like a full ensemble, which is the only way they can keep up with Southern. You have to sound like a full ensemble. Now, to Southern's detriment was the guy with the rapper. That sucked. The guy with the phone, seriously? You don't know the words to your own song?
Oh. Who was that? Because I've seen that dude on BET Uncut videos. Y'all remember BET Uncut? I mean, I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying. I remember seeing that dude on one of them Louisiana joints. I guess all of the Louisiana folks would know who that dude is. But I've seen him.
Weeby or something? I don't know.
I've seen him. So it reminds me.
He don't know either, apparently.
Yeah. Because he sure was looking at his phone, rapping. I was like, damn, that's a trip. My man is rapping off of his phone. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the Black Friday phones.
Yeah.
He got that boy, had to kill it off.
I mean, it's an embarrassment, man. You're standing in front of two bands, you know, with nearly 200 people apiece that are playing, you know, hundreds of songs back and forth with each other, memorized. You know, college students that have taken their time to memorize, you know, music. None of it that they compose themselves. And here you are with one song, your song that you wrote the words to, and you can't remember the words to your own song? Dude, go away. And plus, he had added nothing to Southern's performance whatsoever, because Southern was so loud, you had no idea what he was saying. So he didn't need the cell phone, because if he was messing up, it didn't matter, because nobody could hear him.
Yeah, I was actually tore with that, because, yeah, when they crunk up and got loud, like they would cover him up so you couldn't hear him, but there were some parts where it was like that old Louisiana get crunk, like it made me like, you know, it got me hyped for a little bit, because, you know, I don't like nobody singing in front of no band now. That gets on my nerves, but I don't know, like rapping and semi-chanting in front of the band, it worked for a couple of bars. Like, it was working. I was like, rubber to the toe. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's got that Louisiana accent, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because our man Garrett, he got it. And Gerard, he got it, too, a little bit. But it's that, like, you know, like, sudden, we do this, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, so I was crunk for a hot second.
Until he put out his cell phone.
Yeah, and then that turned me off, that part, but I just saw the dude, I recognized him before. Hold on where you are, Rashad. We actually got somebody calling in, somebody from the 504, so they probably cleared it up for us. Call from the 504. What's your name? Where you calling from tonight?
The Edge one is here and present.
Oh, the man with the brand.
Another good video of the band, and shout out to you. You had a really good season, man, like being full force and having the school's full support this year. So you had a good season, man. So what did you think about Friday
it's over.
Night?
We got one more game to play.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm tripping. Jackson State don't, but yeah, I guess y'all got a little bit more to do. And of course, y'all going to the Honda. So
we are going to Honda. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm sure that you're gonna be able to go with the band then, and tape that. But I was gonna ask you, man, what you think about Friday night?
Friday was cool. It was good to see Grambling the way they are now compared to last year when everybody was just like, "What are y'all doing?" This year was a whole lot better.
Yeah, man.
Both bands did a good job the whole night. And the one thing about the Bayou Classic Battle of the Bands, we have a Greek show before the Battle of the Bands. So they started to cut down on the Greek show these past 2 years so the bands have more time to play. So that's why the battle went a good hour in I think an hour and 20 minutes compared to just an hour and something. So it was good to see.
So was a high school there too? I heard someone call out a high school. Was a high school there too?
Oh no,
they were talking about
Grambling's band. Yeah, he called Grambling's band a high school band.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought there was a high school too there too, but oh man, I didn't even catch the joke when my brother was saying it. No. But yeah, man. So I guess you give the edge, of course, no pun intended, to Southern. What did you see anything that Grambling did that it was special? Like you said, like they are definitely a little bit better. But was there anything special that they did to you Friday night?
Not anything special. I was surprised though. I heard y'all talking about the way they came out. They came out with aggression, and that's what I was mostly surprised about because I didn't expect that at all. But they came out and tried to throw a punch, which was different for them.
Yeah, man. That was kind of my thing. Like, I agree with everybody else. I thought they started out really good. It's just kind of like last year, and then I think like 45 minutes in, you just started. To me, they kind of felt like they were like starting to lose some of their nerve a little bit. Like, it was getting maybe close to an hour in. 45 minutes to an hour, and they just didn't have that same force. Southern plays with an attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like, they coming with it on their song. It's just not just, them being loud. And I don't ever hear that with Grambling as much. They got that attitude when they do that GS. When they do that, they get hype, boy. It's on when they do that. But they don't match that same intensity with the songs they were throwing back, and I thought some of their arrangements were kind of like elementary, or I don't know. It just seemed it's hard to hear Southern like come like that, and then like you hear these like choppy like like it's you know what I'm saying, and at least they had like the trumpet stood out on the melody, and then like it was layered, so to speak, but it just didn't have that swagger with it. It didn't have that attitude. I hear a lot of the trumpets staying in the cash register with Grambling. Like, I didn't hear, like, a lot of first trumpets taking stuff up. so they can actually have some power. If you got enough people in the cash register, you can at least have 4 dudes like taking stuff up, and it'll make a difference. But I didn't hear that a lot in Grambling. It's just like they just don't have the horses or something. You know what I mean? Rashad,
that's probably true.
So Rashad, so what else did you think, man? I know that you stopped there at that part, but I want to let you finish up before we go into the commercial break to talk about halftime.
Well, I really appreciate you bringing up Outstanding because I'm trying to remember everything that I saw. I thought Outstanding was another high point for them, particularly since we talked about Outstanding when Grambling and Prairie View played, and I didn't really think it was all that outstanding. But this time I was like, well, that sounds pretty good, particularly with the Trumpets getting the opportunity to play by themselves. And, I was looking around to see if any woodwinds were helping out on that. But no, that was, straight Trumpet. I was like, okay. That's not bad. They've got a decent amount of power there. The trumpets and the baritones are particularly strong as well. Other thing I want to bring out for Southern real quick is, I kind of just wish Southern drum major would just sit down personally, or he's just kind of standing there. He's just kind of like he's just kind of bopping and standing.
Is
and
that
it's like,
who that was?
Yeah, that's drum major. I'm like, okay. Either I want you to sit down or I want you to do some really cool moves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want you to dance. I want you to accentuate what the band is doing. But it's like the whole band staff is sitting down. So why don't you just sit down? Or do what drum majors do and either direct, or dance or something. But he kind of was like in the middle. I just don't like that at all, man. It almost makes me feel that when it comes to the drum major, they should just have the drum major come out there, do the headband, do his thing with the band, and then when it's time for the stands, he really should just play mellophone or whatever it is that whatever instrument that you normally play, and not worry about being a drum major. I mean, because they don't use them at all.
He was the hype man.
Yeah. I was also, is somebody like shoveling snow or something? Like I'm hearing like somebody. I'm hearing something. Yeah, y'all. Whoever doing that, man, on the air, it's these little waves. It's overtaking what Rashad is saying. So after that, what you say, Rashad?
I was talking about the drum major for Southern. I was just saying that
what was the last thing you said? My bad.
I was just saying that I kind of wish that that they would come out there, do the whole halftime deal, put your head in the ground, do all that stuff, and then when it comes to performing in the stands, play mellophone or play cymbals or whatever it is that you do.
Okay.
Because just standing around is not really adding anything, to the band. I feel like you're losing the musician just to have drum major just kind of stand there.
I didn't know who that was. I'm glad you pointed that out, man. I didn't know who that was. I was like, this dude is like ruining the whole performance for me. This dude like is in his mind. This fool think he Drake or somebody up in here. Like I mean, this fool is like dancing and like motioning and like bopping like he on the video with the sound. And I'm sure it was tight. Don't get me wrong. You standing in front of the band and they grooving like that, but it's just like, dude, sit down. Like, please don't do that. I definitely thought that was. I thought that hurt the band, but I didn't know that was the drum major. I mean, that's just like, oh man.
It could be 10 dudes doing that, standing around doing that.
Oh man. Well, I guess every other band probably would have had the guys at least at attention or off to the side. At least Grambling's guys were off doing something. I guess they were sitting down or something. I don't know. But yeah, definitely dude was he got on my nerves with that. I think you know what? You guys basically covered everything I wanted to talk about. My man, the short dark dude who was my man, he got me crunk. I ain't gonna lie, but that's my boy. I mean, he was on his phone.
Can I talk about Fifth Ward Weezy?
Oh yeah, who is that? Garrett.
Fifth Ward Weezy. His song is "Let Me Find Out."
I was right. Yeah.
Okay.
His song is "Let Me Find Out." So the whole deal was he had his phone out because he didn't sing his actual song. The words to the song were towards Grambling, and you couldn't hear it on the video, but you can hear it in the dome.
Oh, word.
Okay.
So it was let me find out Grambling wearing G-Nikes. Let me find out Grambling doing this, that.
So he had to. Okay, so he had to have the little. Damn. But that's. I kind of wonder how they go. Do these artists know? When do these artists know that they gonna be with the band? Because it's not. I never had a time like if someone popped up in front of us, they told us like that Wednesday before. Did Southern know the dude was coming out there to rap?
I believe he knew that the week leading up to the Battle of the Bands.
That's interesting. That's interesting how it always plays out. Because it's always somebody's supposed to be talking to somebody to make sure something happened or something like, you know. But it was. I mean, it's noticeable. You notice it definitely. You know, when you look at your videos, Edge, man, it's stuff like dude was goddamn on his. My man was on his phone. I like, but my man, I remember him from Uncut though. So he had it. And he had the little the whole Louisiana rap. It got me crunk for a second. I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't care.
It had the crowd going too. The crowd was all into it.
I'm sure it did.
Dude is a professional rapper, though. That's why I see it. If you get paid to do what you do, you're a professional. And so, to me, you know, if I'm a rapper and you say, okay, I want you to change up a couple of lyrics to say this, okay, I got it. I'm going to take some time in order to go figure that out. Yeah, and memorize what I need to memorize. I'm not going to come out there with a cell phone. That's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, the brother he hurt himself with that.
That was
but
the
it was
third
crunk,
round,
though.
wasn't it? After they played, wasn't it during the show or something? And then they played Nobody Does It Better. Was that around that time?
Yeah. Nobody Does It Better was after that.
Because right before that, the first song that Southern played that round, they played that reggae song, No Letting Go, from Wayne Wonder. Man, I didn't expect that one. That was a nice arrangement. That was something different. I wasn't expecting them to play that. I hadn't heard a band play it before, but when I heard it, it made me want to listen to the real song.
Hey,
I like that.
Hey, Joe, Shay did the same thing, man. She heard that Wayne Wonder because we were watching it, yesterday. And she's like, well, she went up and she went immediately and tried to find the song.
That's what's up, man. And hey, that just show you, Southern did what they were supposed to be doing. Getting it hype. Oh man, the transition came up. I do want to throw one thing out here before we go to the commercial break and go to the transition to the halftime show. Southern definitely was also throwing the little side joints up there. They brought the girl Tiny from Escape up there, and it was like, hey, what's up, y'all? She coming and talking in front of us. So that definitely hurt Southern. It hurt Grambling, because Grambling didn't necessarily have like a celebrity come up there and say something. She kind of... One thing about Tiny, I'm just going to say, I'm going to put this out there. I'm talking to three intelligent brothers here on the phone. I didn't know she was thick like that. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Because when I see her, it's mostly on the reality shows. I haven't seen her on too many, but her voice kind of gets on my nerves. But when she walked up there, I was like, oh, my God, who is that? And they said it was Ty. And I also meant, like, what does T.I. see in her? Never mind. I understand now, brother. But I didn't know that. So, yeah, Southern got some extra props bringing the celebrities up there. And now, I know a little bit more about Tiny, though. I was always a Candy guy myself because, they came out when we was in high school, Rashad. I know that was around that time with us, high school, college, Escape was doing their thing. I was always a Candy dude myself, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, it was kind of funny, though. They walked in, they kind of forgot about her. It's like, oh, yeah, hey, Tiny, yeah, look at her, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. And she was kind of like, okay, I guess I'll go sit down.
And I thought Grambling was going to do something like, I thought they were going to say something, but the dude was like, we legally blind, which y'all just did. I was like, oh, brother, I wish you thought of something different to say back on that one, But it's all good, though. I'll put y'all on hold right quick. So we go back to commercial. We'll bring you guys back for the second segment here. We'll talk about the halftime. Week 14, the Bayou Classic here on the 90 Degree Show. We'll be back after these commercial messages.
Hello, this is Christine Nayo-Katzman, CEO and publisher of Halftime Magazine, and you are listening to the 90 Degree Show here on the Marching Podcast Network.
From photo shoots to graduation pictures, from probates to dance footage, from pageants to yard shows, there's only one team you can count on, the Edge One Productions. Visit theedge1.com and trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Band directors, have you ever found yourselves in this situation? Showtime is quickly approaching. Your budget is quickly disappearing. Your music choices are narrowing. The equipment condition is wearing and your stress level is mounting. Stop what you're doing and contact Block Band Music and find out how we've got you. Check www.blockbandmusic.com, providing music, equipment, gear, and accessories to show style, core style, and traditional bands worldwide.
Hello, this is Charles Cheese Waters, proud graduate of Rush College in Holly Springs, Mississippi, and father of the owner of Block Band Music and Publishing. And you're listening to the 90 Degree Show on the Marching Podcast Network.
All right, we're back from our commercial break. Southern is bringing us back. I have to ask you, Garrett, man, what is the name of this song?
We Are One.
Okay. I get this one and like Electric Lady confused sometimes, but I know I really enjoy when Southern plays this song. I'll bring the rest of the guys back on. 718-664-6025. Listen to the 90 Degree Show. We are in the Bayou Classic, Week 14. Our coup de grace here of our ending of football, and we're ready to talk about the halftime show. Really enjoy that song here by the
Did you hear those
they
trumpets
say.
just then?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, like, it's a trip, man, because it's just like, what notes are you about to hear? Especially, like, when the song ends, or, like, when they have a break, you just about to hear, like, some type of piercing noise, you know what I'm saying? But it's a trip, man. 718-664-6025. Y'all can call in. Let's go ahead and get into the halftime show. Here between the two bands, and since we got the Edge on, what did you think about halftime this weekend, man?
This weekend it was pretty cool. The whole marriage proposal thing was just out this world from our perspective. Graham put on a nice show as well. I thought it was a little southernish, kind of sort of their drill. I was like, I've seen this before from somewhere. But everything else, it was fair. It was nice, cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
I guess I'm you giving the edge to Southern for the halftime show. I'm guessing, right?
No pun intended again.
Always.
Right. No pun intended. I have to ask you, man, what is DC 14? Or BC 14?
Bayou Classic 14.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is that? I didn't know what it was. And sometimes, man, that's another thing about watching the video. Sometimes I don't hear if the announcer is saying it or like, because, you know, you so into like what the band is doing. But yeah, I didn't know what BC 14 was. So I was expecting more from their show. So you said so I asked you on Facebook too about the dude. The dude went to Southern, or was he in the band?
He played football for Southern. I believe somebody told me he was on that first championship team in '99.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And he's some kind of big shot now. I forgot what he worked.
So like he probably got his agent or somebody to pull some strings for that one. Because I was like, who is that? Is that the director's son? I mean, what's going on? Like,
he
but
pulled
man,
some big strings.
He sure did.
I know.
Go ahead, man.
This show. Well, the marriage proposal part really it's been everywhere. We was on SportsCenter last night. We over in Europe right now. Fox Sports, Yahoo, everybody picked up on the marriage proposal. So it's going worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I saw that somebody on the fifth. You gotta love the fifth, because you ain't just going to put something on the fifth and it's like, oh man, good job. Oh wait, somebody gonna let you know how they feel, and if they hating on you or not. Somebody said Human Jukebox gives coverage in England about what they said about and SP 100. I think he's a fam guy. I'm not sure, but my man was like, you mean the guy who proposed got the coverage? Nice look for the band, I guess. And it's like, oh man, why you gotta say that, man? You know what I'm saying? But that tripped me out too, because I wanted to ask you, Rashad, how you felt, because you know how I feel about gimmicks. I'm kind of like torn, because I got kids, and he was like, because he first gave a little shout out to the little daughter. He's like, hey, you ain't mine, but I'll go ahead and deal with you. And then he was like, okay, I love you too, baby. Let's get married. So that was nice. What did you think about the whole thing, though?
Just as far as just talking about the marriage proposal?
Yeah, and how it fit into the show. Did you think like it was a gimmick that they used for the show? I mean, what do you think about it?
I mean, of course it was a gimmick. Definitely, absolutely. But it was the right gimmick to use. You know, it was the right medium to use it at. You know, they came out there and they did something that is very noteworthy. Because you know what? A band making a formation is something that you can take a picture of and you can share it everywhere. A band, you know what? You doing a dance routine, unless you're white, it's not going to get you publicity all over the world. It's just not. But your band doing your drill and doing something cool like "Marry Me" is perfect. And in this day of social media, it only takes one person covering it for that video to go everywhere. So I thought it was great. However, my feeling on it, I kind of thought it went down like this, like in the band office, like the week before. Like, listen, I thought the dude was on staff, and I'm pretty sure that Mr. Hamer said, listen, Chuck, I need to talk to you a second. Good question. How are you and your girl doing? So, oh yeah, man. You know, we're cool, man. We're good. We're good. So, okay, listen. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna propose to her this weekend. Say what? Yeah, you're gonna propose, man. Stop playing, Mr. Hamer. Ain't no jokes here, man. You're gonna propose. So I need to know right now, are you good? Are you and your girl good? Well, man, that's a little fast, man. That's right. You're going to propose, and so get her ready. Get her daughter ready, because we need this. Because we want this, we got millions of people watching. You want this, It makes me wonder if it was staged, but I don't think it was staged. I think it just sounds funnier. But I really do think that proposing to the daughter was out of this world. Because, I mean, let's be honest, guys. Southern did the right thing at the right time, because A&T just actually did the exact same thing. The exact same thing. I don't think they made "Marry Me" on the field, but they did the exact same marriage proposal last month. So, but Southern did it at the right time, and adding the "Marry Me" and adding the little daughter on it was the thing that took them in the right place. But really, it was kind of a thing of them just being there at the right time, at the right place, with the right show.
Right. Jay, what did you think about it, man?
I thought I'm saying the same thing. I thought it was a good thing for the band, but what I don't know is that Fox looked like he was promoting some type of company or some type of nonprofit or something. I didn't get a chance to check that out, but because that Fox, the ribbon on top, had a little shine on it, it seemed like it was advertising something. So ain't nothing for free, man. So you scratch back, I scratch yours. That was some old behind the scenes stuff. Like my man said, it was probably taken care of in the band office. Maybe not like that, but, I'm sure I said, hey, this will benefit you just as much as it benefit me. Maybe something a green handshake, as they call it, might have went down.
Green handshake.
Right.
Hey, but look, that was beautiful. You know, marriage is a beautiful thing. You know, I hope they stay together forever. You know, forever. I wish them the best. You know, that was a good look, though.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing I'm like torn about. Like everybody is just like, oh man, that's a good thing, but how fair was that to Grambling? You know what I'm saying? Like, is folks easily just saying Grambling took that L because of the marriage proposal? I mean, like, oh man, that's hard to say. Because I thought that they did a good show, but go ahead, Jay.
I was going to talk about the show, actually, because I don't think Grambling lost on the field. I think Grambling had a better show. They had a better drill.
I do too.
Their drill selection, that may be the only thing they lost in the field show category to me. I think Southern had a better drill tune, but as far as the goes, the designs they were making, the technical aspect of it, man, it was on point. Grambling did a good show, and what really put them over the edge was the dancing girl selection, because I have no idea who decided to have Southern play "The Rhythm Is Gonna Get You" for the dog. Now they look good. They did. Their routine was better than Grambling's majorettes, but the song was like, oh no, they're not playing this, really, you know. And Grambling played "It Feels Good," and that was a good song, you know. I was a fan up in Detroit, played that back when I was in high school. I used to like it, and it sounded like the exact same arrangement. So I guess that's kudos to the high schoolish ways of Grambling. But you know, I definitely want to give Grambling the field show. I think they won. It was more entertaining from top to bottom. There was a little break with that marriage proposal where you kind of forgot about the band, and then they came back in. It was like, you know, it's nice. And the BC 14 was nice, and then they cut off and marched back up on the field and did some more stuff, and that was nice, but it lagged. And Grambling's show was boom, 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 and I liked it, and I think they won.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I'll say mine right quick, just because it goes along with yours. I thought that Grambling didn't have as many gimmicks, of course, but Grambling had a better drill. Like I thought that they actually executed their drill very good, and it looked very pleasing to the eye. You know, Southern, we all know them to look great, and their like very first formation that they started their drill in, it was like perfect. I mean, like when they started their show, it was like, wow, are you looking at this? And I guess it was the L drill. I guess that's the one. I'm just not a fan of that drill, but they executed it well. So it was really up to me for Grambling to execute a really good drill, and I felt that they did a harder drill and that they did it better than Southern. So, yeah, I thought that Grambling won the halftime show, too. The only thing, outside of the gimmicks, Grambling, oh, my God, that dancing and playing, oh, God, that gets on my nerves. And how they be all that Watusi and why they playing, just, oh, man. I mean, and maybe it's just me, but to me, it kind of takes away from the dance girls when they doing all that and the dance girls still have a number. Like, just sit still and let the eye go to the dance girls. But they were dancing and the dance girls. I just think that that's just too much. You know, Grambling needs to calm down on that and stop getting on the floor. Stop getting on the floor to get house. Y'all calm down. That y'all been doing that like every day for like the last 30 years. Give it a rest, at least a couple of weeks. But I still thought that they had the better show, though. Rashad, what you think, man?
Well, that's why I love living in America, where everybody is entitled to their own opinion. It's not forced on them. Because every single thing that you just said, I think the exact opposite.
Nice.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that Grambling in 2015 is going to top Southern with the marriage proposal, because I think that they're going to have a baby delivered right there on the field. And now it's a boy, you know. And then the band was ready to spell boy or girl, depending on which one it was, you know. But okay, Grambling. So I disagree completely because I thought that marching was not very good at all. Like when he would close in on the feet, you know, their marching style was not uniform at all. When I saw them make gate turns, you would see the gate turn would really bunch up, or pinwheels, as some people call them, really bunch up towards the smaller end, and then start to expand out. Also, you saw so many times when the lines were not straight. The step 2 drills, once again, I say this again, and I'm just keep saying it. If you can't do step 2 drills perfectly, stop doing it. Because, you know, when I look at Grambling, you know, when I see a straight line, when I look at Grambling, I see, like, bacon on the field. You know, I mean, like, think about, bacon is not straight, and that's when I see Grambling. It's just like, wow, you guys are just not very good at this. I think they attempted some hard stuff, but they're just not very good at it. They really need to just focus in on everybody being uniform. And that's my problem with Grambling across the board. They don't dance alike. They don't march alike. They don't stay in straight lines, really. They're always about 80% there. But they really need to spend a lot more time. If they're ever going to be upper echelon in my book, they're going to spend a lot more time on the details. However, I love them playing and dancing. and I honestly, I think the general populace does as well because, you know, it just looks cool when they're out there and they're just shaking it, you know, and I'm like, wow, I know that's got to sound terrible, you know, from a musician standpoint, but it looks really, really cool. And I kind of like the fact that when they're doing that type of stuff, they really kind of put everybody on the melody. But even if it sounds terrible per person, hey, you got 180 people playing the exact same thing. Okay. You know, so it comes out okay. I agree, though. I agree that the girls and the band shouldn't be dancing at the same time, but I disagree with as far as the solution of that. To me, it wouldn't necessarily be a problem for them just to go straight fam on that and just cut the girls out. Because I think the audience, you know, you're seeing this huge band, and the girls are really, in this particular show, the girls are really close together. So it's hard to see them in general anyway. That's just look at the band, you know, because they're jamming back there, you know. And I like when they were seeing the stuff they were doing to the slow song as well. They really sounded good as well on that slow song, I thought. I don't know what I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I think I had that. I played that on the break. I don't know the name of that song either. But yeah, that's the song that I have for them on the break.
Yeah, that junk sounds pretty good, man. And the trumpets are pretty strong, baritone trombones. The dance routine was probably the most lackluster dance routine I've seen from Grambling. Because generally, since there is a band that dances, they're good at that. But somehow at the end, it just didn't work out. So I thought Grambling sounded the best that I've ever heard them. But they just need to work on that marching. As far as Southern was concerned, yeah, you're absolutely right. That first formation that they made was perfect. And the long slant fork thing, that wasn't perfect, but I do disagree. I think that is a much harder formation to do than it is to do several, you know, a lot of slants. Because in order to take multiple squats, like 12 squats, and keep them in line like that, that's hard. That's really hard. And they're not perfect, but they do a pretty darn good job. I really want them to be perfect, though, honestly. And somebody's opening a soda or something right now. And it's on the air. It's like a Coke commercial. Always Coca-Cola. You know, but it's like the polar bears, right? But, I think that that formation is really hard to do. Now, on the other side of that, I don't think it's really interesting to watch, you know, and I was watching it, the Bayou Classic there with my parents and, you know, and my girl and the rest of my family. I'm the only band head, you know, and I'm kind of watching my mom and my aunt watch this, and they're like, okay, because they don't know that that's hard, you know. Right. It's kind of like when you do things that are hard, you have to tell people that this is hard, or if they don't know it. Oh, they just think every band should be able to do that, so it's not impressive to them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back real quick. My man said, Jay, I think, just said that he did not agree with Grambling's choice of a drill song. I agree with that completely. You know, here's the thing. The thing that hurts you a lot is your audience that doesn't know what you're playing. When your audience is listening to you and they're saying, what are they playing? It doesn't matter how good you sound. That's just the novice person.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't identify what you're playing, it sounds bad to them. So Grambling's out there marching back and forth, and they don't have a clue what they're playing, it sounds bad to them. I think they could have chose a better song. But I agree, I think that Southern could have chose a better song. But at least the melody was recognizable because everybody had it, and you heard it 17 billion times.
Right.
I did like the Marry Me. I thought the drill was really good. The marching was really good. But, Joe, I'm telling you, man, I begged the TV. I begged them. I used my telepathic powers, and I said, please make the halftime score. Please.
I know.
And I just knew they were going to make it because as soon as they started the drill, it's like they played about 8 counts of music, and then they stopped, and it was like, oh, my God, here comes the halftime score. Here it comes. And then they made the line. So I was like, oh, my God. I just feel like if they had made the Marry Me and the halftime show, wow. I mean, it would have been over. It'd have been over. I thought that the Dance Girl song, I thought Rhythm Is Gonna Get You was a great song. It was very recognizable, and they did a heck of a job of playing it. And it was interesting. There's a lot more stuff going on at the end of the song that you didn't hear on TV. They were playing their tails off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as the dance team was concerned, I thought the dance team was good overall. I thought it was hilarious how they clowned Grambling. You know, oh look, y'all, we got the rolling bass drum.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Oh man, that was wrong. That was wrong right there. But I thought it was good overall. Now, my thing is, I didn't think Southern show was over the top. I think kind of like Grambling in the Battle of the Bands the day before, they missed some key places to do a certain thing to really just amp it up. Like the way they came off the field was really anticlimactic. And then for them to come off the field, stop, backwards march, and then, play something else again on the field. For them to make the BC-14, and I didn't hear the announcer say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of, the Bayou Classic in the year 2014, that's the type of stuff the announcers got to do so that when the band makes something, it hits. Another thing, when the girl said yes, the announcer should have said, she said yes. That was the opportunity for everybody in that stadium and everybody on TV to go crazy.
To stand up and clap.
Exactly. He didn't do it. Just small things like that. Coming back on the field, they played they played the deal with the trumpet player. That was cool, but they could have. I don't know. There's something. It wasn't really impactful like it really could have been. So I thought Southern did a really, from a marching standpoint, great show. From a drilling standpoint, great show. From a musical standpoint, great show. From a general effects standpoint, if you watched it on TV, great show. If you saw the whole thing, it was a good show. So, but I still definitely give the victory to Southern.
Okay, so you and Garrett gives it to Southern, and me and Jay gives it to Grambling. So yeah, we split here. We're really close here before we go to the last commercial break. And I wanted to ask you guys, I forgot something before our little transition music comes on. I forgot to ask you guys, Friday night, the Battle of the Bands, did Grambling, I'm going to ask you this, Garrett, did Southern leave, did Grambling leave early, or was there something about, like, Southern was not letting Grambling play, so Grambling got up and left early? Is that true?
They just left. They really just got up and left.
Wow.
I can say it. That's how I'm saying it. That's what they did. They just got up and left.
Wow. Because, of course, everybody is saying, oh, Southern, they're jerks. They didn't let them play, blah, blah, blah.
We get that now. They call us band gangsters and all this other stuff.
Wow.
But in all fairness, wasn't it? It was Southern's turn to play, And according to the video I saw, it was Southern's turn to play, and then Grambling started playing. And so Southern started playing because it was, they said, we're not going to let you cut us off. That's what it seemed like to me.
Man, you could let Grambling get away with that, man. They ain't had to go on like that. They did the third quarter jam on them. Who be doing that? TSU where they play the whole third quarter, you'll play nothing. I thought that was kind of bold too, man. And then they played that Gangsta B, and the whole crowd was telling them to go home.
Oh, I know.
And they probably was like, hey, man, let me borrow them hoodies. We need to wear this on the way out the door. I mean, yeah, man, I would have left too, but, hats off to them, man. They still sounded good both days, man. But Southern, man, they some bullies, man. It's okay.
You can't do anything with it, That's what's hard.
Hey, what did Grambling make on the field? Was it Gram Fam?
Yeah, it was Gram Fam, yeah.
Is that really what they call themselves, or are they just making that up?
Yeah. That's what the school calls themselves, Gram Fam.
I wish someone from Grambling could call and let us know how long that's been going, because that was the first time I heard Gram Fam.
I just didn't think they had enough people to make the Grambling on the field. So they said, well, we can't make Gramblings, let's just make Gram Fam.
That's a trip, man. Well, shout out to you, Grambling. You showed up. You know what I'm saying? I think they definitely they did a better showing than last year. I definitely felt like last year they kind of just laid down that Friday night. But yeah, man, I'm gonna put you guys on hold again. We'll go to our last commercial break. We'll talk about bounce the idea about the documentaries at HBC marching bands off each one of you. See how you guys did this week, anything looking forward to, and then we'll close out the show. You're listening to the 90 Degree Show, Week 14, the Bayou Classic, and we'll be back.
Hey everyone, this is Dr. Darian Hampton, Meharry Medical College School of Dentistry, class of 2007, and you are listening to the 90 Degree Show here on the Marching Podcast Network.
What if there was a Facebook for bands? Wait a minute, there is. Bandhead.org. Bandhead.org is a social network for HBCU show bands. You can create your own profile and post videos, photos, and comments on bandhead.org. Need somewhere to post events, audition schedules, job postings? Check out bandhead.org. Are you recruiting for talent? Go to bandhead.org. Bandhead.org, a social network for bands.
Chopping It Up is a podcast of one-on-one interviews with positive role models that have a connection through music and or education. Chopping It Up is all about inspiring our youth for a great future and providing a roadmap on how to get there. We also chop it up to give insight to anyone looking for information or hope in their endeavors. Chop it up with us on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern at blogtalkradio.com/marchingpodcast. Chopping It Up, changing the world through positive interaction.
Hi, this is Erica Jones from A Social Life, and you are listening to the 90 Degree Show here on the Marching Podcast Network.
back in the last commercial from our last commercial break. I hit the wrong button, so of course you're listening to the S first, but now you're listening to Talladega, Electric Lady. Shout out to the Marching 8 to 5 guys who were able to let me know what the name of the song was. Of course, I liked the song, but didn't know what it was. But it's by that Monet girl, or the girl with the little funny hair, with the roll. Monet, I think that's her name, I believe.
Janelle Monet.
Janelle, there you go, Monet. That's why I got other folks. What'd you say, Jay?
Oh, no, that hairstyle, that's called a pompadour.
Oh, okay. See, that's why I got folks on the network, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and I don't know the definitions. So we got folks to come on here and let y'all know what it is. 718-664-6025. We're in our last segment here. We're on our word on the street. I had wanted to bounce something off you guys. I saw on the fifth quarter where someone posted about if there could be like 20 for 20, the fifth quarter films. The Storm is Coming posted this, and he says fifth quarter will one day turn 20. Oh, okay, that's why it's 20. So it'll turn 20. Shouts out to the fifth quarter. Yeah, that actually deserves something here. It's actually 20 from a round of applause here. From all that, we talk about with bands, it's 20 years old, so that's actually really exciting, really good news. And they said, wouldn't it be cool if they had the 20 for 20 film series like ESPN? Between all of us, we have the skills and connections to get this done. A great talent base for this site. Then he also listed some possible titles: Marching and the Legion. The Machine and the Legion. The band rivalry between the Blue and Gold Marching Machine, A&T, and the Spartan Legion of Norfolk. Boombox, the impact of Sonic Boom and the Human Jukebox rivalry. Why band heads mark their calendars every year. Florida Classic, Magic City Classic, the Honda. Some really cool things. And some people left some interesting things on there. Garrett, man, I asked you first, man. What do you think about potentially doing some type of series like this?
I believe it'll benefit our community a whole lot. That'll be something very unique to what we do and how we look at our bands. I could see great things coming out of that. Me, myself, I was planning on doing a little build-up to the Boombox next year since it's here. This is our first year holding the Battle of the Bands here, so me, myself, that's what I'm doing myself.
Yeah, and it would be nice.
A few other people threw some stuff around, like when Drumline 2 came out. Somebody was like, all those HBCU videographers could have did a better movie than that.
For real.
I mean, a 20 for 20 series will be it'll be legit if we could get it up and running.
Yeah, and I think I think you make a really good point. It's just the legitimacy, the integrity of it. Like we not having. Sometimes you see stuff on the movies and stuff. It's kind of watered down, or it's kind of like whatever. And definitely, Drumline 2 had its parts like that. But definitely, if you contacted folks from the fifth, you definitely gonna have like the real about it. Jay, what you think about the documentary series, man?
You thinking about they talking about doing an actual series or a movie?
Like a series, so it'll be like a whole bunch of documentaries, maybe like an hour in length, maybe similar to like how ESPN does their 30 for 30, and they got one about Bo Jackson and they got one about Marcus Dupree. So we would have one about Southern Jackson State, or one about Battle of the Bay, something like that.
That's perfect, and I can even throw a couple more topics out there with a couple other 20 for 20 topics, in the band community that could be discussed are, the struggle and the decline of the support of music programs by the music education, the boards, the educator boards they're pulling the music from the schools. It's hard to buy instruments, and from the outside looking in, the different programs that are thriving, you know, they have support, but what the people don't understand is they have major contributors from the parents, boosters, things like that, because they're still getting affected by the boards, school boards, pulling money from the music, the funding of the music through the schools. And so maybe some light could be shed on maybe some of our efforts as, you know, fellow band people, band heads. Maybe some of us have some nonprofits formed where our focus is strictly on getting the money back into the schools, and maybe one of the 20 for 20s could shed light on that and how people could support that and the struggle to get that off the ground and going, because, you know, a lot of people want a program to go back to, you know, whether it's high school or college. You know, even the colleges are struggling sometimes. They can't even travel and go where they want to go, you know, and sometimes you might miss out on seeing your favorite band because they can't come to your state or haven't been there in X amount of years. So maybe that's a topic they could discuss. And another topic they could discuss is the sudden boom in this the alumni season, because now it seems like marching band is year round. You got the HBCU season, football season. Then after that, you got Mardi Gras and parade season. Then right after that, you got alumni band season.
Alumni band, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm digging that, man. Some people don't like that. Some people, they level of pride is like, oh well, I marched in college, I'm done, you know, and that's cool too. But you know, some people, they just get that itch. You know I do. You know, I've jumped in and jumped out of the alumni scene here and there, and I've enjoyed it every time I, you know, dibble and dabbled in it. But now it's so big that you see it on YouTube getting views, thousands and thousands of views. It's just not here and there. Everybody, every state, every region is getting an alumni band. So maybe that's something that could get highlighted. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the new band director at Southern one of the former alumni band directors in New Orleans?
Yeah, he started the New Orleans All-Star Band in 2010.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was interesting, because I'm just putting it together off of, you know, the little videos I've seen of him. I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen my man in front of him. I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, you know, people inside the culture know that. But, you know, even if it's not for people outside the culture, people inside the culture will still appreciate it and support it and enjoy it, you know, knowing those little side stories, knowing what's going on, what to look forward to, and maybe that could bring people from out of state to your event or whatever event that's going on and bring money to the cause.
Mhm. Yeah, man, that's actually a really good point. The first thing you said, you're bringing awareness to those schools. I know Lolita Carter, shout out to you, Lolita Carter, the band director at Dominguez High School here in the Crenshaw School District here in L.A. I know that she's always posting things about instruments, and, you know, if you have some instruments or if you know someone that has, you know, they need that help. You know, I remember some years back they had some problems and they were missing some tubas, or they didn't have the tubas to travel with or something like that. So those programs definitely need the help. So definitely, you know, these documentaries or even us, what we're doing, hopefully, you know, we'll be able to help them out. And really good point, too. The second thing you said about the Mississippi or just all the all-star bands, they actually travel and compete against one another. I interviewed and talked to Brian Knowles. Shout out to Brian Knowles, the assistant director there at Miles. And he's one of the, I think, directors, or I think he writes music for the Alabama All-Star Band. And I think I talked to him one time, and he said they were going down to Louisiana, or they were going down to Baton Rouge to battle another band. I was like, wow, like, y'all doing it big for real, like they battling each other. You know what I'm saying? I know I saw Memphis battling Mississippi, like all this type of stuff. So that's actually really cool and definitely can draw a story about the participation and how some of us, we actually working 9 to 5, but then, we divert some of our time to doing stuff like this. I ask you, Rashad, man, what do you think about the 20 for 20 series?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I think great movies, great shows are based around events, and they're based around people. So I would really spend a lot of time talking about the different things that people have come through. Like, people love struggle. People love, like, what was that? The whole Gritty City. Something like that, where you get a chance to see people who have, if it weren't for being in a band program, where would this young person be? But now, and you started the show with this, how much the Show Stop Band supports that community, versus, a young person getting in a band and having the opportunity to actually have a father figure in their life that they might not have, or a mother figure, or relating with older adults, or traveling around the country, or going to college. These are fantastic things. And so, starting to name people, like, hey, this particular person, hey, Andrew, Jamar Wilkerson, from so-and-so, became a part of this band, and look at what happened to him. I would look into maybe doing band directors and find a band director with a really, really tough struggle, and see what they have had to overcome in order to get where they are. And also maybe another one based on celebrities and show-style bands, and starting to see that, hey, there is a really good connection, with these show-style bands. Basically, between popular culture and show-style bands. And maybe they start, from the 1970s or something, and just start to talk to those people. Stevie Wonder has ever performed with a band. Talk to Stevie Wonder. Say, hey, what was it like to perform with so-and-so? Talk to Prince, and see if Prince will, without him mesmerizing you, see if he will tell you what it was like to perform with Sam's band, or, and I think that would be really cool, because therein you're drawing in the celebrities, which everybody, it's kind of like Dancing with the Stars. You're drawing in people because of the celebrity, and you're using then the celebrities to highlight whatever it is that you're trying to talk about. Yeah, man. So definitely, you guys all hit the nail on the head. Basically, definitely bringing that awareness and something. A lot of good positive feedback too from people on the 5th in response to it. So we'll definitely be keeping our ears open to that. And like I said, we'll be definitely contacting each other to make sure we on top of, if we start putting things together. I think Garrett already you got a couple of videos out of showing, like, I think you got like a rap mix out, don't you? For Southern. I think I saw it on Facebook from the Battle of the Bands, right?
Yep.
Okay, so he got that, but different little snippets, different breakdowns of like your videos, and all the guys are doing. Definitely, you guys check all of this stuff out. You can go to YouTube, go to theedge1.com, go to marching8to5.com, but just to make the awareness, or just the smallest, getting the views and the hits. Y'all check out what these people are doing to show support. So we're getting towards the end of the show. I wanted to, thank you guys for being on the show, and shout out to you, Jay, for being with us, man. Definitely send us the information so I can hit you up during the week about stuff we'll do, and just so you prepare about some stuff. I'll give you the Edge 1 since this was your day, man. Another great season of putting together a lot of great videos. You got anything that's on the radar that's coming up for you in this for the rest of the season?
Well, we got the Swag Championship next week. After that is Honda. I might be seeing you sooner than you think, Joe. Just think about it. We might be out there in January.
Oh, snap. Okay. Well, definitely let me know, because I'll definitely be all up for that.
We don't know yet, but well, I shouldn't have said that, but it is what it is.
Yep, you don't let the cat out the bag now.
After that is
like
Mardi Gras.
Around here.
After that is Mardi Gras, and then it's over. It's pretty much done. Basically, the main thing we trying to do, we're trying to expand the brand of the band. There's no way possible that the second-ranked band in the nation should be struggling to go places and to get all this kind of money. So from this fall, we've expanded. We have sponsorships with Citgo, McDonald's, we got most stuff in the works. You see, we got Pharrell shouting us out, all these artists shouting us out. So the main thing for us is building the brand for the band to reach out, to get what we need to stay the best. But yeah, that's pretty much it from this side.
Well, definitely, man. I'll definitely, make you a contact, or at least we have the Jackson State Alumni Association. We had a swag viewing party last year because we were in the championship. It went so well that we're gonna, even though our football team didn't make it, we're gonna host another swag viewing party out here in LA. I think it's gonna be in Long Beach this year. I can't remember where the flyer said it's gonna be, but I'll definitely be in contact and definitely holler at the Southern alumni folks. They're a good bunch out here in Los Angeles. Good support. In fact, a lot of the swag schools have a really good alumni association out here in Los Angeles. You'd be surprised, all these folks whose parents went to, Grambling, or, they all moved out here, got a job in California, and they all out here. So I'll definitely be spreading the word about that. But definitely, yeah, if there's any help, or like you said, spreading the word about, getting the S to move around, I'll definitely do that, man. Jay, what's up, man? What's going on?
I can say one more thing, Joe?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Could you start shouting out our documentary, The Band Plays On, for us, please? It's on, if you go on Facebook, on the band's Facebook page at the University Marching Band, you will see a link to buy our documentary, documenting our financial problems and everything else. It's a good documentary. It's worth the $15 for the hour and 40 minutes you get.
Okay, yeah, and it's supporting it's supporting the cause anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, it would be good to do that, and then probably might shed a light on a lot of programs. A lot of band programs probably going through the same type of thing. Dealing with sponsorships, dealing with travel, all that stuff like that. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. And I was talking to Book the other day. We wanted to do something about the Gritty City documentary. That's how it works too. Some of these documentaries, either we're gonna have shows about them or like recaps about them. We all trying to work all of that out. But definitely all that stuff is in the works. So we'll definitely support that out, and once we get the information about it, we'll tweet it out too through our networks, man. So Jay, what's going on with you this week, man? And anything on your radar for the rest of the year?
Hey, just coming off the holiday break, ready to go back to work, make some donuts, I don't know. I am going to check out that SWAC championship. I don't know if it's going to be on ESPN Classic or anything like that. I'd like to watch the game. So if you know any way I can watch the game online or something, let me know. But, looking forward to seeing that battle because Alcorn did a good job against Southern, man. In the stands, when they saw each other, I was pretty shocked. It wasn't like, why are you here, Alcorn? They did a good job, so I'm looking forward to see what Alcorn's going to do in the stands this year. Second time around. Southern's book was so phenomenal this year. I can't imagine them not pulling one more trick up out their sleeves. I can't imagine them not doing it. It's just been too crazy of a year book-wise for them. They went back to old school Southern, like in the 80s or 70s probably, because I ain't heard them like this, So I'm probably going to be doing some recap and revisiting of, some of the stuff I missed and just enjoying what I've seen, from the edge. You got that A1 footage over there, so check my man out. And I am going to go look at that documentary. Now you got me piqued my interest about the Southern documentary because I was kind of privy to their financial problems. I got a couple friends in their band, so Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a little bit more insight on that, just to satisfy my curiosity. And, man, I just basically enjoy being on the show with you guys, man. So I'm going to definitely stay in contact with you, so I can get on the mailing list. And,
yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, send out the information so I can hit you up and, let you know about stuff that's coming up. And, I know Rashad and I bounce stuff off each other all the time. So, yeah, that'll be cool to, just to touch base with you, you know what I'm saying?
I'm looking forward to Bethune-Cookman winning Honda.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be crunk too. I'm definitely interested to see we all have somebody representing all the major schools. We have somebody from FAM come on, then it'll be over then.
It's gonna be a good Honda this year. This is gonna be a good one, man. They got everybody there.
Yep.
And
and everybody looks good too.
Mhm. So like I said, I'm gonna get in touch with you. I'm gonna get I can't get your information from Troy.
Troy. Troy. Yeah, Troy. Yeah, that's my crowd brother, man. Yeah, Troy got all my information. It's a trip, man. Mostly on a lot of video game stuff, or maybe on Twitter or anything where you gotta make up a tag name. I can't never use Trump Funk 97 because that fool Troy. He's Trump Funk 97 through everything. He done just took everything. It was 11 other dudes on the line with you, but he done took the whole Trump Funk 97. You know what I'm saying? He ain't make 97. He ain't make no type of variations of that. So anytime somebody put in TF 97 or anything 97, it's Troy. So yeah, definitely got my information from Troy. Definitely hit him up for it, man.
Okay, yeah, I will. It's booming. He got the Boominati on the fantasy football though.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Troy got all of that stuff, man. Troy is a trip, man. Yeah, that's our little page on Facebook. All the folks, from the band be getting on there and, be making fun of all the current band members, punking them, keep them in line. You know how it is. You know what I'm saying? All right, what's going on with you, Rashad? How's Block Band Music and Publishing, man?
Man, we're rolling hard, brother. Even though the season has slowed down a little bit, we are just making sure we've already transitioned to be in place for what band directors might need. Band directors, right now, they need to start thinking about Martin Luther King's birthday. Because, holiday, Christmas season, if you don't have your music already, I don't know if you can learn it in time. But now, if you have a Martin Luther King Day parade coming up, we've got 2 songs for you perfect there. So we always just try to stay ahead of the game. So that as band directors are kind of bogged down in what they're doing right now, they can look to us and they say, oh, God, I forgot about that. Yeah, I need to get that. We've got concert band music that they can pick up. We've got Lift Every Voice and Sing arranged for concert band, so that can be the perfect song for Black History Month. We've got indoor percussion stuff because a lot of times, I'm sure you have noticed, if you ever see a drumline battle, inside, it sounds like noise. I mean, it's just complete noise. And the reason for that is people are using the wrong equipment on the inside. You're not using the right mallets. You're not using the right sticks. And we've got that stuff. We've got the stuff to help it take you from sounding like noise to sounding like you're the winner of the battle. That's the main thing going on with us. I just want to give another shout-out to my man Garrett over there at The Edge. You are doing fantastic work there. And, Joe, you're right, man. There is definitely some Louisiana talk because I got a brother from Southern on my staff. And, Garrett, when I hear you talk, man, I swear I'm talking to him.
I know,
I mean, it's that same thing. They ain't got the same voice.
I know, right?
But, you guys in the video department, it's really up to you guys. You guys can really help all of us, this whole art form, because that is the thing, is the visual that really helps anything. When you watch the football games and things, you watch ESPN, and, they start to do a story about somebody, and you hear all the music and the editing, cutting from this to that and the other. Football is not necessarily all that interesting if you look at it for the last, 80 years, how long it's been around, without the video stuff that has really made you get excited about, you have to watch this game because this person is playing and this is what they've been through, and look at this, and this is the Super Bowl track that they've been through. All that stuff makes you say, oh my God, I got to watch it. If it weren't for all that stuff, it'd just be a bunch of people running into each other. So you guys have the opportunity to do the same. Yeah.
The thematics and the drama and the slow motion, all that stuff. Yeah, it makes you interested.
Exactly. I really was feeling the baritone cam there. The baritone cam was pretty cool.
I'm glad you said. I knew it was something I forgot about. That was dope, man. I wanted to say it's cool that like you and other guys are like evolving, because for some folks, it's just the one camera. So you can see like, oh man, so and so doing camera work. Now you seeing you evolve. You seeing like the fade in and out. But definitely the baritone cam was pretty dope, because there were times when the band was getting louder, you saw the vibration in the camera, like it shook the camera, like, you know what I'm saying? So definitely a good idea with that, man. And thanks, Rashad. I forgot that in my notes, man.
Just needs to be a trombone cam though next time.
my whole goal for this season was to change the game. Yeah, I changed the game. For me, I think I changed the game every week I recorded. The first week, it was something different. Then the next week, it was something different. I went from dog cam to trumpet cam to drum major cam to director cam, T-bone, tuba, baritone. I had it all. So my whole thing this year was to change the way bands were recorded. And I think I pretty much did that this whole year.
You know what? I didn't see any of the others. The baritone cam was the only one that I saw.
I did mellow. I did the mellow cam during the game. It's on. I think it's on walkthrough. If you go on my page and look at walkthrough, I did trumpet on Far Away when we played Northwestern. I did that. I also had a camera on Hamer doing Been So Long during this year. Drum major cam was when we went to Memphis the other week during the field show. I had it on his head. Drum cam, I had a camera on the drum for last week for the field show. I think it was last week, the week before last, for the field show, the gospel show. There's a camera on the drum. It's just a bunch. They scattered around, but it's something different every week.
Now you got to be Norfolk, because Norfolk's at the drone.
We have it. It crashed during the second field show.
I know.
So we couldn't get it back, but next year is going to be the year that we have all of those things come together big time. Maybe for Honda, during practice for Honda, I might have a little something to throw out before we get to Atlanta.
Good
That's
stuff,
what's up,
man. Yeah, man. Cool.
Well, man, I really appreciate. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rashad.
I was just going to say, man, we look forward with Block Band. We look forward to doing some things with you, Garrett, as well as other videographers out there as well, because we want to network. Anybody that's doing something positive with Show Style Band, we want to network with you in order to help you do that.
Cool.
Well, that's what's up, man. We sure appreciate all y'all on the phone, Jay, Garrett, and Rashad. We sure appreciate your voices and being on the show. We'll definitely let you guys know if we find out about if the SWAC having the Battle of the Bands.
They're not having a Battle of the Bands.
No, they not?
No, and the game is on ESPN2, I think. It's either ESPN2 or ESPN3. But there's a concert after the game this year. There's no Battle of the Bands.
Okay. So yeah, we won't do that, but I may hit you guys up about the People's Choice Awards. And those may hit you guys up about that, but we may just take a break till the Honda in January. And then we're going to have the Marching Podcast Awards after the Honda. I don't know, maybe 1 week after the Honda, probably so. And then, we'll just go through all of the stuff that we've seen this year and say what we like, what we didn't like, what was the best. And then we'll wrap it up. And then I'm sure I'll be in touch with you guys for chopping it up and interviews and stuff like that. But you guys have a good week. We'll be bringing in December this week, so y'all, do well in your jobs and stuff. And I'll be hitting you guys up throughout the break. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that stuff in advance, y'all.
So everybody,
All right, y'all. Thanks for everybody for being on the show tonight. If you are interested in becoming a sponsor or a patron to the Marching Podcast, please contact the show and we'll give you the criteria so we can start to pub your business using our platform. We'll play your commercial, we'll post your website on our blog, and we'll help send out your information through social media. So contact us so we can help build your business. That's all the time we have for the show tonight. And you are free to and welcome to hit us up at themarchingpodcast.com. Check out the website, donate what's in your heart, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Thanks to you for listening. And remember, the lectures you deliver may be very fine and true, but I'd rather get my lesson by observing what you do. See you next time.